Somewhere along your journey, something shifted. Maybe it happened after a spiritual breakthrough, a powerful insight, or a soul-crushing breakdown that left you cracked open. For a moment, you saw it all clearly. The illusions, the noise, the exhausting patterns you once called normal life. And then, silence. At first, it felt divine, sacred even, like you had stumbled into the truth beneath all things. But slowly, not suddenly, not dramatically, the world began to dim. The colors faded. The meaning, it just slipped away, quietly, like your soul turned the volume down on life and forgot to turn it back up again. You stopped chasing. You stopped caring, not out of recklessness, but from a deep, aching stillness, a kind of existential exhale. And the whispers began. Why do I feel so numb now that I finally see the truth? You expected awakening to ignite your fire, your purpose, your passion. But for many of us, the empaths, the seekers, the deep thinkers, it does the opposite. It empties us. I remember a friend. She had read all the right books, Eckhart Tolle, Alan Watts, Krishnamurti. She went through a dark night of the soul and came out the other side awakened, aware, raw with clarity. And yet, 2 months later, she couldn't even get out of bed. She whispered to me, I used to cry about not doing enough. Now, I don't care if I do anything at all. I thought awakening would set me on fire, not leave me like this. Carl Jung, the father of analytical psychology, spoke of this fog, not in hashtags or spiritual buzzwords, but in truths that pierce through centuries. Enlightenment doesn't come by imagining figures of light, he said, but by making the darkness conscious. And when you do, it changes everything. Because awakening isn't an arrival, it's a psychological death, the unraveling of everything that once gave you meaning, your goals, your status, your ambition, your identity. And suddenly, the ego, once so sure of itself, is lost. The map it lived by is gone. And without a new one, you stall, you drift. But here's what almost no one tells you. You're not broken. You're in between. You've woken up from something, but not yet into something else. This numbness, this stillness, this loss of spark, it's not depression. It's not failure. It's ancient, sacred. Jung warned us. Modern life teaches us to skip the pause, to fear the stillness, to chase the next feel-good moment and bypass the uncomfortable truths that could actually set us free. But this pause, this void, this nothingness, it's where your soul does its deepest work. He called it individuation, the sacred process of becoming whole, of integrating the fractured pieces of who you were into something real. You see, the mask you wore, the persona that chased approval, success, perfection, it no longer fits. But without it, you don't know how to act anymore. You feel like a character who stepped off the stage and forgotten their lines. That's not laziness. That's transition. The old fire has burned out, but the new flame hasn't yet caught. This is the cocoon, the goo phase, where the caterpillar dissolves into formlessness before it's reborn as a butterfly. You are not lost. You are becoming. And yes, your ego will panic. It wants motion, clarity, control. But the self, the deeper, wiser part of you, is whispering, let go. I'm building something better. We live in a world that worships productivity, that sees stillness as a flaw. But Jung called this moment enantiodromia, the sacred reversal, where everything flips, where the pendulum swings from doing everything to questioning everything. You go from, I must prove myself, to, who am I, without the proving. And it is in this exact space where your soul begins to rise. At first, it's subtle, a whisper, a pull. You won't wake up with a lightning bolt or a business plan. You'll feel a quiet nudge, a truth that doesn't come with words, but with resonance. Jung called this the emergence of the self, not as an idea, but as a compass. And once it awakens, you no longer chase clarity. You recognize it when it arrives. You're not moved by adrenaline. You're led by alignment. You say no to what looks good and yes to what feels true. This new motivation, it's not fear-based. It's soul-powered. It's not about impressing. It's about expressing. It's not about becoming more. It's about becoming real. So if you've been floating in the fog, wondering where your spark went, understand this. The old motivation had to die, so a deeper one could take root. You didn't lose your fire. You found your soul. So if you're in this space, the quiet, the in-between, honor it. You are not broken. You are not late. You are exactly where your soul needs to be. The ego seeks progress. The self seeks truth. You are not here to chase life. You are here to live it from the inside out. And this is where your real story begins.